So you're going to install tile in your shower, on your floor, on your backsplash, and you want to do it the right way so it'll last as long as you want it to last. You need to see this video. Find out where you can get all the information you need to get it done right. I'll show you how to get an end result like this one.
But every single tile job has to have this, and there's actually a minimum amount that it has to have. What am I talking about? Ratlines. So, how do you determine what grout joint you're going to use? What space you're going to want to have? Is it just something that you pick? Say, I want an 1/8 inch grout line, or I want a 1/4 inch grout line.
So you're trying to figure out how to determine what your grout line should be, what size it should be, how to cut a hole in tile, how to install backer board. You don't want to guess at it. You want to do it the right way so it'll last.
Also, don't forget to leave room for expansion and contraction. Very important. You don't want to cut things tight. You always want to leave some room so the tile can move.
Include the things that have to be included, like movement joints. Oftentimes, there's more than one way to do something, but you want to make sure that the way you do it is an approved method.
When you install a tile, movement joints are very important. But in a situation like this, this wasn't going to come off. And they didn't want me to undercut it. Room for movement up against the baseboard.
With over 790 videos, I show you how to do the simple things, like cut tile, how to spread thin set, and I also talk about how not to do things and why things should be done a certain way. I have a video for pretty much anything you need to know about tile.
Okay, so I'm installing this 4x12 tile. It's a porcelain tile, and it's going to have a double border. So tile, and you don't even really have to back butter these tiles. You just press it in, move it around, and then when you pick it up, you're going to see that it's got very good coverage. That's 100%.
How do you waterproof a shower? How can you know that it is actually waterproof? How do you install mud? This and much, much more. All these tiles have dilate, caliber, and so these are joists, 1, 2, 3, etc., as you go along. And then
the unsupported span is see where your joist structure is, because when you are installing your tile, there are limits to the deflection that can happen with your floor.
So how do you install your cement board so you don't get a leak and you don't have problems with your shower?
You're going to need to, at some point, drill a hole in a tile. You're going to have to create a hole of many different sizes to go over an escutcheon, to go over a mixing valve, to be able to set the tile. And a lot of times you don't have a lot of tolerances. Here's one, for example. These are diamond hole saws. You can also get away without a hole saw. You can.
Should you use a leveling system? Do you need one for every tile job? And how do you actually set a tile into the thin set so you get proper coverage?
So this is my starting point for my tile. How did I find where to put my first tile? So I'm going to show you one way on how to figure that out, how to start, how to figure out how to get what pieces you're going to get everywhere around the island.
Got a big kitchen floor to install tile on with large format tile. I'll show you how to do that too. How to do the layout and how to install the tile. You're going to install mud, but you're doing a linear drain. How do you screed to a linear drain? You want an electric heated floor? There are some really important steps you need to take and some things that you really shouldn't do. I'll show you those as well.
I just want to talk a little bit about back buttering, when you need it and when you don't need it. And I'm going to give you a specific example of when it can be really helpful. Most times for a tile this size, which is a 4-inch by 10-inch tile, you usually don't need to back butter it. But in this case, I am actually back buttering every tile. I'm going to show.
So how do you install that big line drain? I'll show you how to do that.
So, to lay out this tile, you need to know if the room is square or not. So how do you do that? Well, if you've got a laser square, which I do have, it's easy. But if you don't have one, it's not as hard as you think it might be.
So you're installing a backsplash with a feature. Can you use mastic? You're installing glass tile. What adhesive do you use? How do you actually install it?
Video to show you what I'm working on. Large 24 by 24 inch porcelain tile that looks like a Carrera marble, and have all the grains going in same direction, trying to. Okay, so this is going in the back of a niche. So instead of trying to put these all in a sheet at a time, okay, so I got to cut. See if it fits.
Sometimes there's an easy way to do the hard things. I'll show you a lot of those.
Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of curly fix on here and a couple of screws just to keep everything all together. So, as I was saying, you push it back and forward, and you're going to see there's much better coverage. See that? That's full coverage.
I'll show you how to install tile on a ceiling without it falling on your head. This and so much more. Check out my channel, 790 videos, all to do with tile. The proper way, using NTCA standards and methods and manufacturer recommendations. If you're installing tile in a shower, on a backsplash, on a floor, if it's porcelain, marble, ceramic, whatever it may be, all to do with tile. The proper way. Check out my channel. Leave your comments in the description. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.
It doesn't matter what you're using. It could be Durock, it could be Hardy backer board. Doesn't matter what it is. What you want to make sure is to make sure all your studs are in plane. Now, as you can see, we furred out all these studs here on this side because we had to